In this report, you will know about Beacon, Bluetooth, iBeacon, the difference between iBeacon and NFC, and finally, the difference between proximity and microlocation. Let's start. What's Beacon? iBeacon. Before we start, be aware of three main keywords: Beacon, Bluetooth, and iBeacon. Beacon is a device that sends signals to mobile phones or tablets that allow precise indoor microlocation and triggers some specific app functionalities as proximity. Inside beacons are the new version of Bluetooth, often referred to as Bluetooth Low Energy (BLE) or Bluetooth 4.0, which need less amount of power to transmit signals. As for iBeacon, it is exactly the same as Beacon. The only difference is iBeacon is an Apple trademark. There is no particular restriction to make iBeacon incompatible with Android or other phones. So if your product carries the iBeacon logo, it only means that you have the access to the trademark and the products have configured to work well with Apple devices. In conclusion, iBeacon is Apple's proprietary approach to how these little transmitters speak to iOS devices. For example, sleeping or closed apps operated on an iOS device can be woken up when in a range of a beacon using iBeacon protocol. Because Android has not yet to develop their own protocol, these devices don't speak to beacons in the same way. But of course, it's only a matter of time before we see Android's version of the iBeacon protocol. Until then, Android phones can still interact with beacons, just not in the same seamless, user-friendly fashion. Some may wonder what's the need for a beacon that uses Bluetooth since NFC, near-field communication, already exists. First of all, the coverage of Bluetooth is measured in meters while NFC is in centimeters. In other words, the transaction distance is totally different. Also, Bluetooth can interact with several devices while NFC can only interact with one device at a time. So their coverage and usage are obviously totally different. In short, based on different applications, either solution is preferred. From this chart, you can see the pros and cons of Bluetooth and NFC. Whether who will be the winner at the end lies between the actual application and consumer habits. Now that you understand the technology underneath Beacon, how does it work? There are two concepts you have to keep in mind. One is near field, which is also known as proximity, and the second concept is microlocation. The concept of proximity is beacon signals enabling interaction with mobile apps. For example, when you pass by a specific store, the beacon signal can trigger your app functionality to perform a specific action, like coupons or product information. In short, your position is only known if you are near to a beacon. On the other hand, microlocation is a concept of multi-point positioning, which your position is known all the time. Thus, only with microlocation is turn-by-turn navigation possible. So we can say that one main difference between proximity and microlocation is the blank area. Proximity has blank area when you are not near any of the beacons, while you are totally tracked in microlocation. And this difference is the key point why the technical barrier of microlocation is higher. An algorithm is needed to calculate the position of the user, which is a lot more complicated than triggering an action. This is also why if you look into the market, you will notice that most beacon companies provide proximity function instead of microlocation. So far, only 3 companies have great achievement on microlocation field. Indoors and Senior Lab are from Europe, and Sales Tech is from Taiwan. What can iBeacon do? Beacon offers so many possibilities it will be impossible to list them all. Well, we are to share some ideas with you on the following pages. Let us first see how large brands such as Macy, Major League Baseball, and Nivea have all adapted Beacon into their apps.
When Phoebe enters a participating store, her phone instantly recognizes the in-store Shop Beacon signal. And, because she's opted in, it reminds her to open the ShopKick app and get walk-in reward kicks. It also shows her how many items she's liked at that store. While Phoebe shops, the ShopKick app can tell her about special offers and deals. And the app can even remind her of the items she's liked in departments she visits.
The ballpark experience involves hot dogs, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks, but now it also involves your smartphone. Major League Baseball's At the Ballpark app has new features coming out next year where you could take your smartphone around to different parts of the park and get pop-ups based on beacons. This is all part of iOS 7 iBeacon technology. These beacons around the park are sending out Bluetooth signals, so when I walk around, I'm going to get different messages. And when I enter, I just got a Welcome to Citi Field message.
Beacon can be your Cupid. You didn't hear it wrong. Beacon can help you find a date. According to researchers, proximity is a stronger predictor for marriage than similarity in age, religion, and level of education. Beacon can help you connect only with people in your immediate vicinity, like a bar or a restaurant. You can see profile information about the people who might be around you. And who knows, maybe 5 minutes later, you are already buying a drink for your date. With Beacon technology, your mobile phone can be the smartest personal assistant that you'll have at home. The app can instantly respond to your environment, allowing you to launch other supported apps. Imagine a television that comes with a beacon and allows you to see TV listings anytime you're near it, or a refrigerator that opens a grocery list app so you can easily add items to the shopping list. In a hurry? List out your to-buy items before you enter the store, and get ready for a shopping navigation tour with discount and product suggestions via Beacon technology. Even if you were only window shopping and saw something on a mannequin that you're interested in, you don't need to walk in. Just open the app and you can immediately know the features and prices. Stressed of being ignored when you enter the classroom? With Beacon technology, you can limit the functions of mobile phones the second you enter the room. Plus, you can use the Beacon technology to recognize the students and automatically take attendance as they enter the classroom. You can also add a great feature in the app for the shy and quiet students to tap a button to request help. And to make learning more fun, classrooms can have learning zones where different educational content is shown in each zone. The last but not the least, parents can be alerted when their kids are not at school. Too many to see with limited time? Why don't have a self-guided tour? With Beacon technology, Museum's app can deliver inter-navigation and private narrator through mobile phones. Also, it can provide special services for special needs. For example, museums don't need to worry for visitors taking photos anymore because Beacon can automatically turn off the camera function of the mobile phones until the visitor left the museum. What's more is that the app can provide handicap-friendly navigation services for people with special needs, so that they can also have a very pleasant tour. To make it even more friendly, you can get someone for help with just tapping a button on your app. Yes, you can track anything from children, pets, to vehicles with the help of Beacon technology. And with this tracking information, you can have a big photo of the hotspots and flow analysis of a building, which can help enhance service by improving generatrix or simply saying the routes, so there will be no more traffic in the building. Of course, the data can also be used to do several commercial statistics to boost sales. How to choose your beacon? So far, over 40 companies have launched their own beacons. So a lot of people have the same question in mind. How to choose the beacon that suits my requirement? In order to help you choose the most suitable beacon for your application, we had purchased beacons worldwide to study their features such as prices, battery life, and so on. In the next pages, we will analyze the beacons by these 7 features and help you find out the best beacon for your application. Although the appearance of the beacons vary from vendor to vendor, all vendors has controlled the weight within 100 grams to make it easier for users to install. The latest ones are those made as USB dongles. Users can directly plug it so it doesn't have power consumption issues. If you don't want to spend time changing batteries, USB dongle beacon is your best choice. As for the volume of the beacon, most are designed to be small so that it can be held in one hand, and of course, easy to install. As for the cost of the beacons, most are between $20 to $40 and some have MOQ of 3 Ps. Most companies use TI chip solution. However, Bluetooth technology is already matured, so from the performance point of view, IC brand doesn't really make any difference. As for the reason why most use TI solution, the answer might be related to partnership or price. Power consumption is the second, if not the first concern when deciding which beacon to use. Of course, we all want the battery to last as long as possible. However, we also know that it's impossible. If you look at the chart, you will notice most beacons use CR2477 or CR2450 bottom batteries. Only a few use alkaline batteries to prevent inconvenience of buying bottom batteries. Of course, there are also beacons made in USB dongles to forever prevent battery changing issues. However, it also has a shortcoming of less flexibility and freedom when it comes to installing. After all, you have to plug it into something. Let's now take a look on how long the batteries can really last. Most vendors claim of their battery life in their product spec. To find out the real battery life, we did a test and the results are as shown. Except for the hardware, back-end support is also very important so that developers can smoothly use the beacon. Beacons with management platform will definitely be preferable in the future because only with this service can developer have a complete experience of the beacon. To help you find out the best beacon for your application, we created a formula that can calculate the battery life. By filling in the firmware factor and the range factor, you can immediately know how long the battery can last. Thus, further decide which beacon to use. Of course, the formula was set to calculate based on a fixed coverage of 50 meters. If you want a beacon to cover a smaller or wider area, the results will vary respectively. For example, if you adjusted it to cover a smaller area like 10 meters, then the battery life can be 20% longer. After comparing the beacons, let's now look at each beacon's characteristic. SD Mode, Blue Cats, and Contact put quite a lot of effort on the appearance of the beacon. Blue Cats, Contact, and BlueSense all provide cloud management platform, while SD Mode provides a more complete SDK. Stick and Find has been working on Bluetooth for quite a long time already, so their algorithm and power-saving technology is more advanced. As for Jello, it has put into consideration all weather circumstances, which made its beacon the most suitable beacon to be used outdoors. Accent, on the other hand, has secure password settings to protect ODA firmware. Sales Tech focuses on providing micro-locating total solution by providing map and locating engines. Gimbal's model is to provide low-cost beacon and charge for back-end support fee. Do you have a better idea on how to choose your beacon now? Here's another summarized buying guide. Wish you find your beacon. If you have any questions or suggestions about this report, please do let us know. Our email is beacon@mindjet.com.tw. Thank you for your attention.